Hello, I'm Andy Teach, host of Andy's Awesome Adventures, and I'm going to show you the top 20 things to see and do in Zagreb, the capital of Croatia. We're going to start in Lower Town and cover Upper Town later on. These highlights are in no particular order. My first stop upon arriving in Zagreb was Ban Jelačić Square, the heartbeat of Zagreb. The square features 19th century buildings, a statue of Croatian national hero Josip Jelačić, and a fountain that was once a meeting place for witches, and from which Zagreb got its name. The square is also the main stop for the electric trams that take you all over the city. Ban Jelačić Square is also the main meeting place for locals who will either meet their friends under the clock or under the statue. And it's the main hangout for young people at night, especially during the summer. From the square, it's a short distance to the Funicular, which takes 64 seconds to get you from Lower Town to Upper Town. Speaking of short, it's the shortest public funicular ride in the world, and it's one of the steepest. It's also the oldest form of public transportation in Zagreb, having been in operation since 1890. After seeing pictures of the National Croatian Theatre before my trip, I just had to see it in person because of its stunning neo-Baroque architecture and its bold yellow color. Inside, the theater has a seating capacity of 715 people. It features operas, ballets, and dramas, as well as concerts. It's been on this site since 1895. Near the entrance of the theater is a wall fountain named the Well of Life, also called the Fountain of Life or the Source of Life, which was designed by Croatian artist and sculptor Ivan Mestrović in 1905 and placed in front of the theater in 1912. The sculpture depicts man's natural cycle, from birth to death. The 10 naked life-size figures are in various phases of life that crouch and twist their bodies around a well, which symbolizes life, youth, and the source of eternal beauty. The young characters are hugging and kissing, as opposed to the old man, who is at the end of his life and looks with grief into the well. King Tomislav Square is named after King Tomislav, and you can see his large statue here. He defended Croatia from invading Hungarians and united all Croatian provinces into one country for the first time. He was crowned king in 925 AD. On one side of the square is Glavni Kolodvor, which is the main train station in Zagreb, and adjacent to it is Hotel Esplanade, which was built in 1925 to provide accommodations for passengers on the Orient Express luxury train. On the opposite side of the plaza is the Art Pavilion. It was built for the Millennium Exhibition in Budapest and was moved here in the late 19th century. Nearby is Zrinjevac Park, named after 16th century national hero and nobleman Nikola Zrinski. The park contains fountains and statues of famous Croats and features a 19th century music pavilion, a late 19th century weather monitoring station, the Croatian Academy of Science and Arts, and the Archaeological Museum. While Zagreb is full of history and great architecture, it also features some unique offbeat museums. Here are 4 of them that I visited. The Museums of Hangovers, Illusions, Broken Relationships, and Chocolate. The Museum of Hangovers recreates a drunken journey home from the bar, and you can read many funny stories about hangover experiences. You can also get a free shot of rakia, a sweet brandy, before or after your tour. You can wear virtual reality goggles to simulate drunkenness while you walk around the museum or drive on the simulator. My favorite room is the bathroom, with its colorful post-it notes and messages, including the toilet god room. Quote, "On Sunday, some people go to church and others are hugging the toilet," end quote. The Museum of Illusions has you questioning what is real and what is an illusion. It features over 70 exhibits, and my favorites were the rooms with mirrors, the Infinity Room, the Table of Clones, and the Anti-Gravity Room. The Museum of Broken Relationships features many objects left over from broken relationships and the stories behind them. This museum may open up some old wounds, or it may be a place of healing. Objects left behind include wedding dresses, a parachute rig, an espresso machine, voodoo dolls, an exercise bike, a Godzilla doll, and the front door of a home. The Interactive Museum of Chocolate is dedicated to the historical, geographical, and cultural significance of chocolate. There are over 200 items here related to the production and consumption of chocolate throughout history. You can tour the museum while tasting 9 different types of chocolate from a free tasting box. Chocolate existed as a drink throughout most of its history. Chocolate in the form we know it today has only been here since the mid-19th century. After your tour, don't forget to buy some chocolate from the gift shop. Now that is sweet! Close to Ban Jelačić Square is Zagreb's largest open-air market, Dolac Market, which first opened in 1930. If you're coming from the square, you'll go up the stairs and past the statue of Komica Barica. The statue was made as a symbol of the importance of Komica, the women working at the marketplace. Dolac Market is easy to recognize because of its red umbrellas. It's known as the stomach of Zagreb because locals get their produce here. Radićeva Street is also located just off Ban Jelačić Square. It's full of shops and restaurants, and one of the entrances to the Grič Tunnel is here. You can follow the street uphill to see some of the highlights of Upper Town, which you'll see shortly. Before we start making our way to Upper Town, let's check out the Grič Tunnel. The Grič Tunnel was built during World War II as a bomb shelter to protect the townspeople against Allied bombing. It later was used as a warehouse for a food production company and then fell into disrepair when it was used by the homeless and drug addicts. In the 1990s, it was the site of Zagreb's first rave and was also a shelter during the Croatian War of Independence. It opened as a tourist attraction in 2016. On your way to see Zagreb Cathedral, check out the bronze model of Zagreb called Zagreb Welcomes You, which was built in 2013. It features over 400 structures and over 150 city blocks. Along with Ban Jelačić Square, it's one of the main meeting places for locals. Zagreb Cathedral is located in Upper Town. It's a Roman Catholic cathedral and is one of the tallest buildings in Croatia. Its prominent spires are considered to be landmarks as they're visible from most parts of the city. The first church was built here in the 13th century, but was destroyed by Mongols and was rebuilt by a local bishop. At the end of the 15th century, the Ottoman Empire invaded Croatia and built fortification walls around the cathedral. In the 17th century, a single Renaissance watchtower was used as a military observation point because of the Ottoman threat. The cathedral was severely damaged in the 1880 Zagreb earthquake. The restoration and reconstruction of the cathedral in neo-Gothic style is what we see today. One of its spires that was damaged in a 2020 earthquake fell over while being repaired and had to be reconstructed. The stone gate is the only Zagreb gate still standing. It was originally built in the mid-13th century and got its present look in the 18th century. Inside is a chapel and a painting of the Virgin Mary holding Jesus that miraculously survived the Zagreb fire of 1737. St. Mark's Church was originally built in the 13th century. In the second half of the 14th century, the church was radically reconstructed and was then turned into a late Gothic church. The church is best known for its colorful roof. The tiles, which were laid in 1880, represent the coat of arms of Zagreb on the right, and the triune kingdom of Croatia, Slavonia, and Dalmatia on the left. Lotrščak Tower is a 13th century fortification tower that was built to guard the southern gate of the town wall. It's located down the street from St. Mark's Church and the Museum of Broken Relationships, and is right near the funicular that takes you to Lower Town. You can climb the stairs to the top, where you get a great 360-degree view of Zagreb. If you don't want to climb up the tower, next to Lotrščak Tower is a great viewing point to see Lower Town. In the distance, you can see the National Theatre. Well, our last thing to see and do in Zagreb is also the loudest. Every day at precisely 12 noon since 1877, a cannon has been fired from the top of Lotrščak Tower. It gives church bell ringers the sign that it's exactly 12 noon. Put on your earplugs. It's gonna freak me. 10 seconds of press start.
10 seconds.
Oh no.
Let's do it.
My heart's beating.
Oh! Holy tomato! Oh my God! Was that loud enough? And now if you see something close,
Bravo, good job. Good job.
Over there, this is our funicular.